Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Coinsider live stream. I'm your host, Kevin. We do these Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 12 noon Eastern time, trying to be as consistent as possible. Real quick, before we go any further, if y'all could give me a quick mic check. I changed my mic settings, but now it's on to my nice mic. So just let me know if you can hear me loud and clear, or if there's something wrong, I can just change that for y'all. Let's see. Okay, mic check done. Today, for the main segment, we're going to talk about a clown influencer who has predicted the cycle is over, who I have zero respect for. That's the main segment, okay? Wait, let me change that. One sec. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is the main segment of the show. We're going to talk about a very interesting news event as well. And, exactly, Roger. Exactly. But before we get there, I want to do a quick market pulse just to see where we're at, get the pulse of the market. Um, yeah, I'm not even going to look at that. Let me just share my screen. So things are down a tiny bit. Nothing really too much to report. Like, see, Bitcoin kind of choppy here. And ETH down a little bit. Nothing too crazy, right? Mostly chop over the past week. Let's go back to, wait, how do I, right here, a market overview. Oh, we are a little bit in the fear zone. So that's actually good to see, because the more fear we get, the closer to, the more confident we can be that the local bottom is in, right? So we're actually in fear zone, which I do agree with because of the main segment of today. Oh, I completely forgot, guys. My goal is 100 likes on the stream. So if you can help me out real quick by smashing that like button, whether you are um, watching live or watching after the fact. And speaking of which, if you are watching after the fact, I will leave timestamps for you down below so you could jump around if you want. Now, back to the market pulse. We're smack dab in the middle between Bitcoin season and altcoin season. So nothing really to report on that. And we've had a day of outflows for both the ETFs. So that is something to keep an eye on, because if we want a sustained uptrend, then we need more days like these where there's strong inflows into the ETFs rather than outflows, right? Yeah, let's take a look at that. BTC had a day of outflows right here. 126 million outflows for BTC. Let's see for ETH. ETH also had a day of outflows, as you see here. Yeah, let's take a look at some BTC dominance. You are about to find out, Jorge Uzman. You are about to find out. Desperate? What you talking about, user? Okay. Yeah, BTC dominance went up a little bit today, but fully expect it to eventually drop to one of these levels, but it doesn't have to go straight down, you know? Like some people are predicting a September rise in BTC dominance before further down, which could very well happen. Let's take a look at DXY, dollar strength index. Let's see. Yeah, it's going down a little bit, chopping. We want to see it continue to chop or go further down for a continued run on risk assets in crypto. Let's see. Let's see how ETH is doing against altcoins. Whoops. There was a retracement. Maybe we... Is it possible for us to do less? No, we can't because I don't have that. Yeah, I think ETH continues to dominate down to 0.51 and potentially down to 0.38, but nothing really to note here while most of the market corrects. Okay. I do want to do a new... Okay, so like I said, the main segment of the day is the clown influencer predicting the cycle's over. But before we get there, I want to talk about the World Liberty Financial WLFI token launch that happened today. So this is really breaking news, right? I want to talk about that. There's a lot of interesting stuff to look into, actually. So give me a sec. Let me pull up some of it, and we can look into it. First of all, here's the announcement. Big day. World Liberty Fi just launched the WLFI token. This isn't some meme coin. It's the governance backbone of a real ecosystem, changing how money moves. And that's interesting to note that they say it's not some meme coin. They launched on Ethereum. Where is it? Right here. Well, it's on Solana too, but the ETH pair, oh, look at that dump. Look at that glorious dump for World Liberty Financial. Tell me, who here bought some? I hope you didn't. I hope you've learned better from our community and watching our streams, but who bought some World Liberty Financial? And check this out, bubble maps. A lot of things connected to a few contracts or accounts. Looks pretty bundled. And Justin Sun, of course, bought a lot. You know my thoughts on what he's done. No comment. Check this out. Tokenomics. We love tokenomics on this channel. If anyone wants the most updated WLFI tokenomics, according to the now deleted Medium article, they own a huge supply, and Alt5, Alt5 is a fintech providing, it's like a service provider. Oh, it's not. Alt5 is planning to launch a World Liberty Financial token treasury strategy. Alt5 Sigma Corporation, NASDAQ listed, blockchain based fintech firm. So they have a big supply as well. Liquidity, public sale, only 4%. And then treasury team, public sale, strategic partners have some locked, but basically Trump and his team control everything. Check this out. If you don't believe WLFI will end up like every other Trump token, then you're stupid. Is what this guy says. And this is the Trump token. So what do y'all think, chat? Do you think this is going to get dumped into oblivion? Or are they going to surprise us and potentially pump it with some crime candles? They are like an Aave fork, if I'm not mistaken. They're doing like lending and borrowing protocol. And backed by the first family, of course. I guess that's their main point. Let's see. Not sure why people are exaggerating the WLFI launch. See, a lot of people said it's going to be a liquidity suck. Like when Trump launched the token, it sucked liquidity from all other coins into it and then marked the top for a few months. So he's wondering if WLFI will do the same. But someone argues that they had a pre-sale running for several months and already had pre-launch perps. I don't think anyone will rush to sell their other coins like altcoins, Bitcoin, ETH, whatever, to buy this on launch. So this I kind of agree with, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be a liquidity suck in the same way because the Trump coin was a surprise launch. So that's the big difference. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're touching WLFI, World Liberty Financial, at 30 billion FTV, WTF are you even doing? Some of you left curve thinking President Coin good, but it isn't. Very extractive. It peaked. Trump coin peaked at 70 billion FTV off max hype, but it wasn't sustainable. Since then, it's been down only since they stopped caring. Why should World Liberty Fi be any different? Can it pump short term? Sure. Traders can make money. But also 30 billion FTV downside risk is huge, upside is limited. I agree with this actually. I kind of agree with this. Let me know what y'all think, chat. Some more stuff to look at here. First thing, quite interesting, they are getting support by a lot of top exchanges. Right? All the major exchanges have listed World Liberty Financial. I mean, they want to get in the good graces of the first family. I'm not surprised. But this guy seems to think is another max extraction. They control 60% of the holding co and take 75% of revenue. Already sold some WFI to their own exchange, Alt5. Family nets 500 mil. I don't know if these numbers are right, but this is kind of crazy if true. 27 billion tokens launched, unlocked at launch. Heavy early float / sell pressure. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. This guy thinks it will suck liquidity out of every chain. It will pump a bit, but then it's the easiest short there is. The problem is if everyone shorts, it's going to squeeze, right? That's the problem is if everyone is rushing to short. You're crazy if you're buying World Liberty Fi here. I only see pre-sale investors bull posting because they're up 20x and will dump on you so hard. Maybe they do some crime candles, but after that, it will have the same fate as Trump and Melania tokens. I agree with this. It could do some crime candles to liquidate the shorters. So I wouldn't even short this because manipulation may happen. But eventually, I do think it dumps and looks like this. And looks like this. Let's see. Looks like this. Right? I think World Liberty Fi will eventually look like this. Everyone believes the World Liberty Fi token will end up like every other Trump token created. The question is whether it gets an absurd FDV first or not. That's the bet. That is a good question. It could pump in some crazy manipulation candles, but then get dumped to oblivion afterwards, right? So point is, I wouldn't rush to short this that quickly. I will not be touching World Liberty Fi. No reason to do it. No reason to support it. The market is completely different. Liquidity drops significantly. This is not a bullish catalyst for on-chain activity or retail adoption. Yeah. So that's it for this big, beautiful news segment. Now, time for the main segment of the day. But real quick, if you don't mind giving me a like on the stream, whether you are watching live or if you're watching after the fact, watching the VOD, that'd be greatly appreciated. But now, this is the interesting part. And I want to pull up my KOL call tracking sheet too, because we're going to add stuff to this. Okay, so you're asking who the clown influencer is that I am criticizing like crazy. Well, it is none other than CryptoCon. This is, first of all, his name is perfect. He's a con man. He is a cycle analyst, and I've called him out in the past when his predictions were wrong near the halving, the Bitcoin halving. I called him out. He blocked me. Look, first of all, to prove to you, wait, I got to change it to my other account. To prove to you, right here. This happened like a while ago when I called him out for getting stuff wrong. And now this is his post. This is serious, by the way. Other people made copy pasta from it. Like they copy pasted it, but this guy was the first to do it. He said he sold all his Bitcoin and altcoins. The data has grown exhausted. And he said he's been holding both since November 2022. He believes the cycle top has occurred as of August 2025, 124K. This won't be a popular opinion. Just when I did the same in April 2021. And then he has a paid Substack. First of all, never buy this paid Substack. This is trash. I did it before and it didn't work. It was complete trash. Do not buy it. And he has some receipts. And yeah, he's a clown. I am fading this all the way. This makes me so confident that the top is not in. And another thing that people point out is just like a week ago, yeah, like August 25th, he said, boring is good. It's been bullish, blah, blah, blah. Everything screams potential. He's such a clown. Block, ignore, mute, all these types of clown analysts and KOLs, okay? They're going to be wrong. I am fading this into oblivion. I mean, can we get a pullback in September? Sure. But if we get new all-time highs quickly, then he will be like, you should just clown on him and other people like him. Yeah, I need to add this to the KOL call tracker too. Let me do that real quick. Let me do that. Give me a sec. I'm going to do this live, actually. Always taking this screenshot, of course. And, okay, when is this? This is August 29th. Let me make this bigger. CryptoCon. Cycle top is in. Deadline. Let's give them until the end of the year because I think we go higher before then. Okay, but Let's take a look at some reasons why he's wrong. Alex Kruger, an analyst I actually respect, unlike the CryptoCon, he's a macro analyst. And he said, let's see, I'm bullish into next week. Remember, the time to long is when everybody's panicking, not when we are all celebrating. Notice today's move was mainly BTC and ETH getting dumped while alt stopped crashing altogether, often a sign of upcoming strength. Not expecting things to trend until after the FOMC. Even if we go down from here feeling extremely confident this is not the end of the cycle. Also, not expecting a blow off top this year at all. Blah, blah, blah. Sharing some charts. Okay, so let me add this to the KOL Call Tracker too. Let's do this live. Why not? Kruger macro. When did he make this call? He made this August 30th. Cycle top not in and no blow off top this year. Kruger macro. BTC. Okay. And let me take a screenshot. Like this kind of I mean, he's not God, of course. I'm not saying he's like always gets things right, but I much more respect his analysis than CryptoCon, who's got it wrong in the past, and I can vouch for that. He blocked me because of that. Also, Bitcoin data, another one I respect. There are very few and valid reasons and signs that the cycle could be over. I will continue to mock it, and I will die on this hill. Yeah. And he shared some other strong analysis in the past. Yeah. Check this out. Take profits at the lows, go all in at the top, somehow convince the masses that they are a genius trader and investor, take photos with rented things, sell courses and subscriptions, like the paid newsletter of CryptoCon. Don't ever buy that, everyone who's watching. It's worthless. Also, CoinTrader Nick, another great analyst, doesn't always get things right, but more often than not, I trust his analysis. Some people have been saying that there's like a divergence on the monthly, and he says that AO has not confirmed, and the monthly RSI div occurred from a significantly higher reading. So yeah, not worried about the div, the monthly div. He also thinks that DXY could trend lower, which would be great for risk assets and Bitcoin. Gold is sniffing this out. Don't get bear hold on risk until the dollar bottoms out and turns higher. We are not there yet, and in fact, the opposite is true at present. So, I mean, we took a look at that earlier, right? We took a look at DXY. Trading view. We took a look at that earlier, but like if this trends lower, okay, this is the ugly line, but if this trends lower, then that's great. And that means the top is likely not in, right? I mean, look at this trend. Let me go to the weekly perhaps. Yeah, this looks like it wants to go lower. I don't know about you, chat. What do you feel like? Ranging and then lower. And then that will be when we stop being as bullish on risk assets per se. Okay, what else? Let's take a look at some other ones. It's August has ended, so we can mark some. BTC to 150K. Cole was wrong, unfortunately, about this. Did he delete his tweet? Let's find out. Yeah. This was in July, and we're not even close yet. It's already September, so I'm going to put this as a wrong. Bullish on August. August ended lower. So wrong. A lot of people wrong. BTC to 133 in August. Wrong. August ends bullish. Ooh, Income Sharks got that wrong too. New all-time high in August. Did we get a new all-time high in August? Oh, did I get blocked by Poseidon? Wow. Let's see. Dang. Oh, he locked everything. Wow. That's crazy. You see this? Okay, I'm locking this. I'm marking this as wrong. Bear market started, unsure yet. BTC dominance to 56%. What is dominance at right now? Let's see. Did it get down to 56? No, it hasn't. It could though. We wait. We wait. This is not inconclusive yet. Let's give him more time. Bear market started. Let's also give this some more time. Pullback is done. Well, can't really tell yet. I'm going to give him some more time here until end of September for this. Huge dump in the next few weeks. We shall see. We shall see. Honey predicting 100K. That is true. That is true. But we got to stick to our predictions, though, Maverick. Yeah. So, oh, we also had some. Ah, right here. See, if you want us to track something, just tag Retail DAO. CZ calling the bottom. Well, technically, he's not really calling the bottom. He just says, don't sell the dip, right? Does that mean that he's bullish in the short to midterm? Not necessarily. I don't think this is like a call that we need to hold him on. But, folks, as always, if you want stuff tracked and add to the tracker, all you need to do is, like this guy, please track. Just tag us, and we will track stuff. Okay. I want to go to a change my mind segment. And my change my mind is that the traditional 4-year cycles are over. Now, let's think about it. Why did these exist in the first place in the crypto sphere? First is the halvings, of course, but the halvings have less and less impact on the supply side, as the amount that it gets cut to is like less compared to what it was before. I mean, it's a halving, right? But it's like, here, let me show you. But it's like this. It's like this. So relative to each other, it's not as big of a drop. Wait, let me open this in another. Right, here we go. You see, it's not as big of a drop from 3.125 to 1.5. I mean, depends on how high the price goes, right? In the dollar term, it could be the same, but purely in terms of BTC, it's not as big of a drop. So halvings have less impact. And what else was I gonna say here? Like, some people were like, it happened multiple times in history, but it's only a few times in history, and that's not like good statistics. Like, you can't expect just because things happen a couple times in history, or 3 times even, it's gonna happen again and again and again. You can't expect that. That's bad statistics. And you could say that it's market psychology, like we're all expecting it to happen, so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? But there are different players in the space now. There's institutions, and do you think that they are thinking about the cycle as much as we are in the retail space? No, they're not. I promise you that. So I think market psychology, like self-fulfilling prophecy, is not as strong either. So none of the main reasons for the 4-year cycles are that strong anymore. I think what's more important is business cycles that many of the analysts that we've looked at today often talk about, liquidity flows, and like the strength of the dollar, things like that, macro stuff, liquidity flows, business cycles. That matters much more than all the cycle stuff that we looked at in the past, right? Changed my mind. Let me know what y'all think, chat. Yeah, exactly, Stephen Anthony. TA and macro is better used than following crypto Twitter. I strongly agree. No, it's not strong at all. Good question, Maverick. I called that out so much in the past. Let's see. Now they're doing a different offset. What a clown move. This is like not even working. Right here, right here. This is what you got to look at. The offset is broken. The offset is broken. It doesn't work. Exactly. The cycle was based on much higher supply shocks from Bitcoin halvings, but halvings are so insignificant now, it doesn't impact so much. I am being patient. Exactly, Roger. I'm being patient for sure. Thomas, I don't think we should follow the Pi cycle top indicator. It has a cycle top of like 300K. I think that's outrageous and it isn't going to work. Exactly, Brillo. Exactly. This is also very, very possible. I agree with you, Crypto Frenic. Unless the treasury companies like MicroStrategy blows up or are forced to sell, that would get us 70 to 80%. Other than that, I think you're right on 40 to 50%. But yeah, folks, had a great time with y'all on this stream today. As always, I think y'all should join us at Retail DAO. The link is below. We are working on a Retail DAO terminal. It's like Bloomberg terminal, but for retail investors. So it's easier to understand at a quick glance what's happening in the crypto space, the state of the market. By the way, we have the first version kind of ready. Oh, actually, let me try to show that to y'all. Give me a sec. Let me try to show that to y'all. If it's one sec, let me see if I can pull this up. I want to do some user interviews. Like if y'all are pro or VIP members, I want to show y'all the terminal, like do a live like Discord call or something. Let you play around with the terminal, get your thoughts, and then improve it based on your feedback. That's what we want to do this week. So if you are a VIP or a pro member, then I would love to do that with a few of y'all this week so we can improve it for y'all. Let me see if I can load it up for you. Give me a sec. Yeah, it really might be the first cycle. But that's the problem. If you still believe in it and act based on it, then you may get wrecked. You know, don't put all your eggs in one basket is the point. What does Falcon mean? Oh, hey, Crypto Crow. How's it going? Y'all, that's because I'm from Texas. Is this the real Crypto Crow, by the way? Dang, is my terminal going to load? I think they may be our developer may be doing changes to it. But point is it going to load? Let me see. I'll give it like another minute. If it doesn't load, then I'll do it separately with y'all on Discord, especially for those of y'all in the Retail DAO Discord and are a pro or VIP member. I want to do a user interview with you for our Retail DAO terminal. Oh, hello, Crypto Crow. It's great to see you. Oh, it's live. Hell yeah. Okay, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. That is awesome. Yeah, I think you'll love it. Probably Austin, right? I presume. Um, Here it is. It's a work in progress, but the point is we are trying to make it like a Bloomberg terminal for retail investors. Oh, this is kind of messy right now. Wait, did it freeze on me? Yeah, this is a little bit work in progress, some technical difficulties, but we are doing some RSI stuff, ETF stuff, basically give you an at a glance funding rates, DXY, moving averages, at a glance the most important stuff for the market. We're not going to give you everything, right? Like, look, this is the problem with things like CoinGlass. CoinGlass is awesome, but it gives you so many different things to look at, right? Like, do you even know how to read these things? Or, like, do you even know how to read these things? It's so complicated. We want to give you the top things only in an easy to understand dashboard. And by the way, like all these things, it's amazing, but do retail investors know how to like break this down and understand what's going on? Like this, for example. Tell me if you know how to read this or not. Most people don't. We want to make it easy in our Retail DAO terminal. It is overwhelming. That's the whole point. And maybe we will add MVRV score, by the way, Maverick. I think that's a good idea. Love to do a user interview with some of y'all for our Retail DAO terminal right here. Work in progress. Work in progress. All right, folks, that's it. Please, if you don't mind giving me a quick like on the stream, that helped me out immensely, whether you are watching live or after the fact. And join us at Retail DAO. It's always a good time to join. I don't care if the market is going sideways or down. Always a great time to join with us. We are chatting, we are debating, discussing, analyzing, all with a collaborative effort. There are no gurus in the group. It's only the wisdom of the crowd. It is retail power. That's what we're all about. Link below in the description. And I will catch you all in the next one on Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern time.